In last tutorial, we have recorded a screen, and in this one, we will go through the most basic features of Highlight Studio Editor. Once you're in the editor itself, you will get this feed here, like a video feed, a source feed, which is this part over here. And then you will get a camera feed, which is this part over here. And then there is annotation feeds right over here for zoom, annotation, effects, and other things. So to make this video a bit better, we will first go and style its background. So to style a background of the video, you can go into gradient. You can select any gradient you like. For example, this orange one is cool. Or you can use a library of different images. I usually like to use a space one where we have a really cool space photos. Once you select a photo you want to use, you can save this whole thing as a template, or you can continue styling. Another thing you can do is you can adjust paddings. Padding is how much space around this video frame source is going to be. Then there is a corner radius of how much corner you want this part here to take. And then there's a simple effect on a shadow over here and how much the frame source will take on a shadow itself. After that, you can go into layout and regions. The layout and regions are very cool part of Highlight Studio, which will get their own video, but for now we're just going to skim through them. Here you can see there is a split, top, bottom, right, and left. Where this really comes in handy is if you want to have a something to talk about while you're showing screen right over here, for example. And these layouts are all in situated together. So once you look at this, you will get a layout right here in the annotation. So you can move it around, you can duplicate it or do whatever you want with it. Then there is a custom one where you can really position these things. Then there is zoom. So the zoom is a part of this app where you see this zoom effect coming in, and then there is a whole part of this being zoomed in or zoomed out. Thing with zoom is that you can have a multiple options for zoom, which we will cover in a depth in a different video. Then you have a cursor, which is a option that you will see while moving around. For example, like this here. It can have a different cursor pack, size, style that you want to use. Also, if you don't like any of these mappings, you can edit them or say for renderer to ignore them completely. Motion wise, you can reduce the jittery cursor movement a bit with bit of pre-processing, hiding delays. Then there is a click and highlighting where you can, when it clicks, it highlights the color, highlights the size. And there's also this clicking sounds, which you can use crisp, sharp, or soft. For a keyboard data is in a video that we will have a custom tutorial for. Camera 2 will have its own tutorial because there's quite a bit of options you can use here. Subtitles also will cover in a depth later on, annotations too. Branding is also very configurable, so we will work on that too and have that in a next tutorial as well. And here you can also see there is a comments. If you work with this .studio file with someone else, you can leave a comment on this part of the video and they can see it and they can look at it and understand what's going on there. On the top bar of the Highlight Studio, you can see that we have these panels. These panels are there to toggle on and off for easier editing. Then you see a grab a frame, which will basically grab a frame and render it as it would be rendered in a video itself. Here you can see credits for transcribe usage. And here, for example, is a split into new projects. So for example, you really like this part of the video and you want to edit it more, or you want to select it and just edit this part in. You don't need to record it again or duplicate it. You can just split it and it will open in a new project. Export. Export, this is a options that you can use to export your video format through video and GIF. And also there's quality to 4K, 180p, aspect ratios and durations. Here's also a quick export options for a different platforms. On the bottom bar of Highlight Studio, you can see there is a aspect ratio, which you can use for your own advantage to select a aspect ratio in which you want to edit a video or have a video be shown in. You can also use a crop option specifically to crop parts of the video that you really want to be seen. Then here you have a custom normal play forward and jump to start, jump to end actions. Then here you have enabling cut mode, which will basically cut for these things here to have a better option of cutting. Then enabling loop playback is when the video finishes, it starts again from the start. And this is here is a proxy, which basically does render the video in lower quality for your Mac to not have so much of editing and showing of the high res video while you are working on it. So that is the most what you can get from the proxy itself. Like you can have it and 48p, we'll see that whole frame here just gets a bit blurry, but when you export it, it won't be that. Another thing you have under here is a toolbar, which tracks. This is an option where you can add audio, video, or voiceover tracks. Sounds. There's also recording a sound part where you can adjust how much microphone you want, and also the auto dock system, which basically gives you an option while you are recording someone else's tutorial or someone else's video that you are reacting to. You can click on here and it will lower down the system audio and increase your microphone. So you're not over talking to that audio itself. It does that automatically for you. When it comes to tracks itself, we have here an intro outro track. Then we have an option to mute, hide the camera or audio camera. Then we also have here an option to expand and toggle the annotations. Since this is only have one annotation, the expanding and collapsing doesn't really do much. But if there is a multiple zooms, like we will have in different tutorials, this expand feature will really come in handy. And yeah, this is the part where you can see all the other annotations. Okay, that would be a quick walkthrough of Highlight Studio editor interface. And in the next tutorial, we will focus on layouts, how to use them, and other options from this sidebar, going in depth on how to best utilize them. Thank you again for watching, and see you in the next one.